All right. Welcome to Dubai's podcast. I'm your host, Brian Driggs. And today's guest is the founder of VCM Clicks, who started this company during COVID, I believe, and is now taking
Correct.
product pictures of some of the biggest brands and resorts there in Dubai. So, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business and how you got started?
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me here. Uh, I believe I just sent you a short note about it. So I primarily belong to the hospitality industry, and that's what I have been doing as part of my career progression. But I always had photography as part of my hobby or an interest that I always had keen towards the creative side of it. Uh, Fortunately or unfortunately, 2020 happened, and hospitality was one of the biggest industries that kind of got hit with that because there was no travel, there was no outdoor dining and stuff like that. And strangely, I mean, out of that came the requirement of a lot of photography because every brand was moving online. And I was like, okay, fine. I mean, this is a skill that I already have, and I have the time in the world now to do it. And I just hopped onto it and started doing it. Initially just had about 2 or 3 clients that I was working a lot with, and but then eventually it grew from one to another, referrals and stuff like that. And then fortunately, I mean, it just kind of clicked and it went on a roll. So we had a lot of clients, a lot of referral clients and repeat businesses and stuff like that, and it has been really good from that end. So I mean, initially we started with just photography and videography, and then now we do art direction, we do commercial ads, now we do social media management, and like a lot of different stuff because the content market keeps changing constantly. So yeah.
Right, right. So, one, walk me through. Have you always had like a passion for photography, or is this something that you just got into because of COVID?
No, I had. So I had been photography, doing photography, I believe, almost from my college days onwards. But that was more like, the more artsy, more hobby stuff like cityscapes, landscapes, and, going out for travels and then taking those kind of images. And I never actually thought that I would get into commercials. So like if you ask me the same about, let's say 10 years down earlier, I would have not even thought that I would become a commercial photographer because, that was not a line that I was looking at. But then since I had that skill, and because during my different hospitality jobs, I was doing some kind of product photography and food photography as, just kind of keep my interest going on. Uh, it just happened to have that I just had that skill and it worked in my favor.
I love that. I love that. So, tell us a little bit about some of the clients that you've worked with here recently.
See, we generally work with a lot of local brands. So there are cosmetics brands, then you've got restaurants and hotels and stuff like that. One of the major highlights would be one of the brands that we've been working for a very long time consistently is Coco Jalila, which is like one of the more prominent artisanal chocolate brands in the UAE. In fact, they are the only brand which is available in all the address hotels, and their chocolates are a part of the business class in Emirates Airlines as as a representation of Dubai. And I mean that's really good that we have them as one of the major clients that we have. And the best part that I like about it is every single image that you see on their website, on their social media, or any kind of commercials that they have has been shot by me because they were literally one of the few first clients that I had. And fortunately, they've stayed along all the way because of the work and the consistency and everything.
I love
So
that.
that's
That is
definitely the highlight of it.
that is awesome. Yeah, I was on your site. I looked at some of your photos and things that you've pictured, and it
Yeah.
really, really is breathtaking. You do amazing work. So,
Thank you.
I guess one thing I want to ask you is, have you always been in the Dubai market? I mean, have you always lived in Dubai? Um, Walk me through that.
Not actually. So I actually came down to Dubai, I believe, in 2015. And coming from a hospitality background, that was the first thing that I wanted to go into. I got into hospitality. I was working in trade center for a lot of years. So I've been in Dubai for, I believe, almost 10 years now. Like I believe 2024, it'll be 10 years. So I've been here for almost about 10 years. But it had always been that, I mean, this was a place which I've always felt that, okay, I want to make a life over there because of not just the idea of, like everybody says that, okay, we want to just come to Dubai for a few years, make money and go back. I always had the intention to stay. So I always had the intention that, okay, this is a place which kind of has a very flexible structure. It has something which is, it's very aspiring. It's like everything that you look around in Dubai is very aspiring for you. And that is what helped me to stay focused. Like, despite the fact that I lost a job and I lost an entire career, because, I mean, come on, ever since my education all the way till my college, till what I was doing here was all professional experience. And then suddenly 2020, that experience goes, on the side. And then you switch gears to a different thing. And it worked. It still worked. I mean, I believe, I mean, I could be wrong, but I believe it would, if it would have been any other country, it would have been much more difficult to, just switch off from one section and get into a business and then approach clients and, build it from there. But that way, Dubai has been really good for me. Yeah.
I love that. Now, where are you originally from exactly?
India, Bombay.
From India. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give a young man or a young woman that's saying, "Hey, I love everything about Dubai. I've seen all these pictures, amazing videos. I've heard a lot of great things and they want to do the same thing. They want to move there and maybe chase their dreams." Do you have any advice or feedback you would give to them?
Personally, I would say, because there's something which I've very commonly seen, I would say across 80% of the youngsters who are just kind of, getting into the city, is they just want to kind of get into the hustle, make a lot of cash, get a great car and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I would just say that the moment you enter Dubai, hold your horses for about 2 to 3 years, scope the place, build yourself up, understand the rights and wrongs and goods and bads and everything, and then you take an informed decision that, okay, does this fit what I want to do? Because see, Dubai it's culturally extremely vast, and the best part is that no matter where you come from, you can fit into it. If you want a very quiet, quaint lifestyle, you can move into one corner of Dubai and live in a nice, simple villa community and enjoy that. If you want to really be in the hustle bustle nightclubs and stuff like that, you can be in Marina, JBR, and those kind of areas and keep doing that rotation. But it's very easy to get lost in that hustle and get crushed by that time of Dubai, because time in Dubai moves really fast. I mean, it is very strange that time is a relative concept, but still, when you are in Dubai, you just don't realize that, oh, okay, this was a weekend, all right, this is the next weekend, oh, that's the month and that's the year. So it's like that, things move really fast in Dubai. So whoever is coming in, just make sure that you hold your horses for the initial year or two and don't take any hasty decisions before you scope out the place, because that's something that I've learned from experience. Like, I did some extra extravagant things when I moved in, and then like
Right.
I kind of fared the brunt of it after a year or two. I was like, all right, I should have not done that initially. So, but then yeah, I mean that's definitely something that somebody should not be doing that.
Great advice. Great advice. So walk us through, let's say I'm a small business or I'm a large business. What are some ways that you can help me in my business, and how can I get in touch with you to get that scheduled?
Okay. See, firstly, I mean, the easiest way to access us is through either our website, which is the same vcmclicks.com, or go through our Instagram. Both are the options that you can go for. And what we always do, we always give you a complimentary discovery call, where we would kind of have a word with you, understand what exactly is your business all about, what is that you want to achieve. And then second, the biggest thing which I always feel is for all the small businesses. Strangely, a lot of businesses, when you're setting up a business, you have a budget for interior, for design, for style, for product, XYZ, whatever you have, whether it's food or it's product or a service. You have a budget for everything. You never put in a budget for, photography. You always feel that, oh, I'll get it done. I mean, you will be shocked at how many brands come across and say, all right, I'll just take some random photos from a phone and stuff like that. Or I'll call anybody and do it, and that would be good. And I always advise, or they would say, my brand is pretty new. I've got a very small budget. I don't want to spend too much. I say, I understand that you would not want to spend too much, but the biggest impact that your brand creates is through the photography and videography that you do for the product or for the service or for the food brand, whatever you have initially. And if you don't get it done professionally, you are not putting your brand across in the right way. Imagine you have a Mercedes, or you have a concept which is similar to a Mercedes car. And then you say, all right, I don't have a budget. I'll just kind of, do some random phone ring, jang, bring, and all right, done. You have missed the a greatest opportunity of launching a business at the right time. So if you are a small brand, if you are starting, always ensure that you invest. I would not say that, oh, you have to come to me. Wherever you go, whichever photographer you appoint, whichever content creator you appoint, make sure you have a strategy for at least fresh content creation for at least the next 6 months. Invest into it because it is a platform for from where it's a showcase to your market for your shop. It's like, let's say you have a fashion brand. So if you don't make a good showroom, people will not walk into it. So photography and videography is like that showroom. So your Instagram, your website is that showroom where people are looking online, because currently I believe like 80% people shop online. So you have to have that kind of structure required for yourself.
100%. And I would say someone like you in your business is so valuable. One thing that we tell our clients too is that if you have a really, really well done video, it's like building a relationship with many people at once. It's building a
Absolutely.
relationship with every
Absolutely.
person that watches that video. And
True.
that is huge when done correctly. So I love that. And if you guys did not hear that, that is vcmclicks.com or dot.
Yeah,
Okay,
.com.
perfect. Perfect. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate
Most
having you on the
welcome, man.
podcast,
Thanks a lot.
and we'll have to do this
Lovely to
again,
be here.
okay?
Sure, absolutely. Look forward to it. Thank you very much.